Today I want to show you how we produced the big campaign, how we edited it, how the procedure was, what the budget was, and how the general approach is for a big brand to shoot a commercial. If there's one thing that every brand in 2024 needs, it's relevance. BMW is one of our longest partners, and today I want to do a breakdown together with you guys to show you how we did one of our recent big campaigns with BMW. I want to break down what is always on content, what's event content, how do we bring this together, and also how we work with KOLs. What the hell are KOLs, by the way? And we want to discover the content strategy for one of the biggest music festivals in the world, for Coachella.
Today we have...
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Artlana,
Chris Brickley,
Tiana Taylor,
Larry Gashi.
So one big challenge most of the brands are facing is they have to be efficient in their content strategy. And flying out a team to Los Angeles is a lot of money. So what we did since 3 years is we combine event content with always on content. What does it mean? So there's an event, there's Coachella Festival, and you of course need a lot of event coverage. You need photos with the cars on site, you need photos with some KOLs. I come later back to what a KOL is. And you need just general event coverage. Always on content is content they can post throughout the whole year, January, February, March, whenever. It doesn't have to be tied to this event. And that's very crucial because they have to post content every day. Sometimes they post 2 or 3 or 4 times a day. So that means you need a lot of great videos and photos. A couple months prior to the event, we came together with all the agencies and we talked about the strategy. Okay, what's important, what cars going to be featured, what locations, what kind of content they want to see on their channels, and preparation to clarify the expectations and make sure that the content is actually produced reflects what the brand strategy looks like is super, super important. But let's go fast forward to the actual production days.
Oh my God, I'm just playing with them now, yeah. Oh my God, what she saying, say it loud, yeah. I can't respect it, I'm in the gym, but I am not flexing. Came from a Ford, I'm needing a Lexus. Shooting like Luke, I told him I'm next, shit. Oh my God, I'm just playing with them.
The first 2 days were about shooting all in Los Angeles and the greater Los Angeles area. And as I live here now for the past 2 years, I know a lot of streets, I know a lot of cool angles and a lot of locations. We didn't have to do that much location scouting because always when I go out, I always look for locations. I always have a couple on mind and I save them to my Google Maps. So we prepared a list, we made a schedule of which direction we want to go, where we want to be, and also how to avoid the traffic. Because if you are stuck in traffic with 5 BMW XM, that's no fun at all. It's never fun. Auto productions are most of the time about early mornings and late nights. Why is that so? So the sun is pretty low, you have long shadows and just beautiful, beautiful light. So we started very early, went to location, shot there in downtown, and went straight for like 3 hours or so. We didn't do any break, and this was the content we captured. Directing that many drivers on the crew is not super easy, so you definitely want to have walkie-talkies about that, and you want to have one person in charge. That was me, so one person who gives the directions. Drivers, please drive all next to each other. Please line up behind each other. Camera crew, get ready, get the shot. You have 5 minutes, you have this, you have that. It's a position of a producer, but also a director in between. And you have to know a lot. You have to have a lot of knowledge about the cameras, about how the cameras setup runs, and also about the drivers of what they are capable of driving. Speaking about the team, how's the setup in general? We call our mates digital creators. This means everybody is capable of doing photo, doing video, doing edit, and most of them can also fly a drone, which means you're a jack of all trades and you really know how does this work, how does that work, and you're very flexible when it comes to shooting content. Most of the time you need a reel, you also need some photos, you need a carousel post, you need some details, and maybe also a nice drone shot for it. So we had myself as a director and producer, then we had another producer who took care about timing, that we are all on time. Then we had a photographer, a videographer, and a drone specialist. Hence, crew of 5 and all digital creators, as I said. When it comes to the actual festival, we don't shoot too much stuff on the festival grounds. It's more about an activation all around it. So BMW invites their biggest KOL. The KOL means key opinion leaders. It's a fancy word for influencers, but it's people who have a relevance in culture, in music, in industry, and events, maybe also in business, and that speak the language of the brand. So our task is to align the vision of the KOL, the vision of BMW, and our vision together. We call it the magic triangle of content, because everybody has a different approach and want to showcase something else. So let's break it down. You have a KOL who usually wants to show something on their channel that works. This is most of the time something really personal, something maybe a selfie or whatever. Then you have the brand, and the brand of course wants to showcase the new car, the all new BMW XM. It's a super beautiful, it's a super nice car, but if the creator just posts a photo of the car, it won't work. So that's why we created together with the agency Pacific some stories around the influencers, around the KOL, where they're talking about their individuality and why they love the car, what they think about the brand, and all that. Here's a great example of that.
Individuality and creativity has played a huge role in my success as in the training industry. People don't look like me, people don't have tattoos, and they don't dress like me. I feel like I've started a blueprint for trainers across the world. Being myself, not falling into the mold of wearing a polo shirt and like a suit. I dress how I want to dress, I'm me.
So you see, different shareholders have different opinions about content, and if you manage to align all of them, that will make successful content. So for these events, the turnaround of the assets has to be very quickly, because the event is just news that day. The next day or the next week, the KOL is already on the next festival or the next event. So it's crucial to have it all ready on the same day. We switched the team there a little bit. So we had 2 editors who are working round the clock to provide all the assets. And it's also a lot of talking to the client, to the management, that everybody aligns on that and that you can create these assets and get them actually posted. The outcome of the production totally varies, because the thing is, you could either shoot 10 reels that are easier to edit, or you could choose 3 reels which have a lot of post-production, maybe some 3D animations, story and all that into it. For this time, for this production, we chose the hard way. We did 10 reels, which were hard to edit and time crucial, but big up to the BDX team who managed it. So for these 6 production days, we managed to create about 40 reels, which were all 9x16. Then we had a big highlight video, long form, like 1 minute, 1.5 minutes reel. And then we had a lot of photos, which let's say 100, 150 photos to deliver. The same way the outcome is different every time, so is the budget. It depends on a lot of stuff, and the major ingredients here are how big is the crew, what gear is the crew bringing out, like how big are the guns. If you're shooting smaller and more efficient, obviously you get more bang for your buck. And then it's also about the outcome. Does it has to be overnight edit, just in time edit? Is there a lot of stuff to consider, a lot of correction loops and all that? But typically for production like this, you could measure in the United States $10,000 to $20,000 per production day.